Hey, I'm Dustin and welcome to Video Game Sauce. Hey, remember a game called Wizards and Warriors? I kind of did too.
I never remember the Wizards and Warriors cover as much as I remember the Wizards and Warriors 2 cover. That's Fabio.
I don't know why I remember this cover more than the original, but I do. And it's probably only because my mom had Fabio all over her romance novels, and I thought to myself, why is this man now on my video games? What's the significance?
I don't know!
Wizards and Warriors was a game I did play a little bit as a kid, and it wasn't only until later as an adult I found it on some random pawn shop shelf. And I thought to myself, hey, wasn't that game that had Fabio on the cover?
No, that's Iron Sword, dummy.
Oh, right.
So in Wizards and Warriors, you play as Kuros, as he goes out into the Kingdom of Elrond to defeat the evil wizard Malkhil, who holds the princess captive in Castle Ironspire. The game was released in December of 1987 in America, 3 years later in Europe.
Wizards and Warriors was made by Rare Limited. You might know Rare because they made a lot of awesome video games.
Donkey Kong Country, Killer Instinct, GoldenEye 007, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark and Conker's Bad Fur Day, just to name a few. That's a pretty impressive track record there.
Wizards and Warriors also made a couple appearances in animated TV shows such as
The Power Team, which apparently was hosted by Pat the NES Punk, and Captain N, the Game Master. Okay, so the game itself is pretty good. As I said before, the princess has been captured and is in another castle.
As a side note, I really wonder how many video games follow this same exact premise. It's pretty much copy and paste here. Here, I'll make up a video game right now.
Okay, so you play as Blinky, the lamp with a busted switch. His girlfriend, Candle, was kidnapped by the evil Fox News, and it's your job to rescue her from the recycling plant.
The game is titled Lamp, Blinky's Adventures in Waste Management Town.
Alright, enough digression. Wizards and Warriors is a game that is pretty straightforward. Take, for instance, the very first level. To pass the first level, you must collect 100 gems to pass by the gatekeeper, or the guard. In order to do so, you need to collect keys to unlock doors as well as treasure chests. There are only 3 different door, color, and chest colors. Red or rust, pink, and blue. Okay, so in the very first level, you're playing through a forest scene, but the trees here almost have no leaves to speak of. So anyway, you walk around beating up birds, bees, more bees, and trolls.
I don't know, I don't have the instruction manual.
It's pretty much up and down here, meaning to pass the level you must travel always in an upward direction to collect enough gems. Oh, and also here on this level you can get the Shield of Protection, as well as the Boots of Force and the Dagger of Throwing. These 3 items are awesome, 2 of which are crucial to your success. The third, the Boots of Force, I always end up losing to worthless power-ups, like the Cloak of Darkness, which is totally worthless, but we'll get into that later. The Dagger of Throwing itself is pretty cool that you can use it for 2 purposes: kill enemies as well as collect items that are out of reach. The Shield of Protection is nice in that it makes enemies who shoot projectiles bounce off your shield. The Boots of Force let you kick open treasure chests, even when you don't have the right key. Pretty cool and pretty useful. That is until you kick open the wrong chest to get the Boots of Lava Walk.
Damn it!
By watching game footage here while I've been talking, you might have noticed the game is incredibly jump heavy. It's the main thing that you do, jump. Oh, and also fall too. Expect to jump, fall, and die a whole lot. There are certain places, like on top of the trees here on level 1, where the upper part is inaccessible. Well, you can bounce off the enemies, but only if you are facing away from them. You can grab the pink potion to jump higher, but it doesn't last very long. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the potions. Like the keys, there are 3 colored potions. The red, or rust-colored one, makes you invincible. The blue makes you faster, and the pink makes you jump higher.
Blah blah blah, you collect 100 gems, you fight the first level boss, it's a skull that shoots sparks.
The trick to beating the bosses is just this. Press the shoot button, which is B, as well as select at the same time. What this does is like a double shot. It takes down bosses fairly easy. It comes massively in handy, especially if you have the Wand of Wonder or the Staff of Power. You rescue the damsel in distress and you're off to level 2. Well, basically, rinse and repeat the same steps on level 1 and throughout the whole game.
Although, it is very critical you get Feather of Fall, otherwise it'll be impossible to beat level 3. I played level 3 one time for about 45 minutes and I just gave up. It wasn't until later I figured out I needed this stupid feather.
You need to get the Feather of Fall as well as the Potion of Levitation. Get these items. You absolutely need them. Trust me, I'm what you call a gamer or a giant nerd. Okay, so every level is a little different. Different looks, different enemies, and different level end bosses. I'd like to point out here how to beat the level 2 bat boss. Run your ass off. Do this. Do not stop. And then you have to jump away from the bat but be facing him. When you do this, you do tons of damage. Eventually, you'll kind of get the hang of it. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead here as it's not really important to the review, but like I said earlier, falling is a major part of the game. If you manage to reach the tower level, basically you have to collect 50 gems this time. But they are all so scattered you are forced to climb the large tower here and collect all the gems you can. And after you do that, jump.
Wow, that's a long fall. Another thing I would like to address in Wizards and Warriors is the amount of times you are going to die.
The enemies spawning is relentless and annoying. They never quit and never stop.
Prepare to die a lot.
The thing that really annoyed me about dying is that when you are low in health, you have to hear this music over and over and over again. Get used to it. There are other items in Wizards and Warriors that are pretty hit and miss. The Battle Axe of Agor is a nice upgrade to the Dagger of Throwing. While it's not crucial to get this item, it does taking out enemies a little easier. The cloak is garbage, the boots of lava walk are also crap, the wand of wonder is good, it freezes enemies in place, but the staff of power really is what you want. Oh, and there's also the horn, which basically makes a sound when invisible doors are near. It's useless.
Anyway, moving on here, the goal ultimately of the game is to make it to the final boss, the wizard, and kick his ass. But I don't want to ruin the whole game for you guys, so I'm just going to skip the wizard for now.
Wizards and Warriors is, in my opinion, a game I like to play. It's fun. It has its problems, what with enemies constantly spawning and useless items, but that's part of the fun. It keeps you coming back for more. And I've said before, I'm a glutton for punishment and don't easily give up.
In my reviews, I will never rate my games because every video game is very subjective. Some people might like Wizards and Warriors and some may not, but if you're a Nintendo fan, definitely give it a try because you really just might like it. I'm Dustin, and thank you for watching Video Game Sucks. Please stay tuned for next time for more retro and classic video game reviews. Until next time, ciao!
Oh, look at me, guys! I'm using my cloak of darkness. There's no possible way you can see me. Ooh! Alright, buy one, get one free.